After a deadly weekend in Toronto, the week begins with yet another shooting in the city. The latest, a man in his 30s gunned down in an apartment building. We have a live look now at the scene at Sherbourne and Dundas. Police were called there this morning at about 2:30 after there were reports of sound of gunshots. They found the male victim in the hallway of the third floor, shot twice in the back. He was pronounced dead on scene. The homicide unit is now investigating, and so far, there's no word on suspects. Now, 4 other people have been murdered in Toronto since Saturday afternoon. Police Chief Mark Saunders will be joining us here live on BT in about an hour and a half to talk about what is being done to curb crime in our city. Now, here in the city as well, the largest Pride Parade in Canada taking over Toronto's downtown with 1 million revelers enjoying the final event of Pride Month. The 38th annual Pride Parade was as big and as loud as ever, with almost 200 floats and more than 120 groups taking part. But this year's Pride Month also marked a return to its activist roots. A moment of silence was held for the alleged victims of Bruce MacArthur, and for the second straight year, Toronto police were banned from participating in the parade over a lack of feeling of safety among the LGBTQ community.
As a community, we need to band together to support each other and to make sure that we are all kept safe.
Alleged serial killer Bruce MacArthur made a brief court appearance last week. He is charged with 8 counts of first-degree murder. Most of the victims had ties to Toronto's LGBTQ community. His next court appearance is on July 23rd. And a court appearance later today in Toronto for anti-LGBTQ activist Bill Watcott. Now, he surrendered to police in Calgary on Friday. He's accused of distributing hate literature at Toronto's Pride Parade in 2016. This isn't the first time that Watcott has had a brush with the law. Back in 2013, he lost a Supreme Court appeal after he was fined for distributing homophobic flyers. Well, Donald Trump is stepping up his crackdown on illegal immigrants, calling for anyone in the U.S. illegally to be sent home immediately with no judicial process. The president saying on the weekend, quote, "When somebody comes in, we must immediately, with no judges or court cases, bring them back from where they came." The comments come in the wake of his reversal on separating migrant children from their parents, of which there were 2,300 such cases in May and June. Trump now says that there is to be a zero-tolerance policy on anyone coming into the U.S. illegally, no questions asked.
The driving factor in the surge of illegal families and minors is the belief that there will be no consequence for illegal entry and no likelihood of removal or reprisal.
Trump followed up his tough talk on the weekend, tweeting out on Sunday, "The immigration policy in the U.S. is laughed at all over the world and is very unfair to all of those people who have gone through the system legally and are waiting online for years. Immigration must be based on merit." And the U.S. president faced more backlash on his policy of migrant family separation on the weekend. In Texas yesterday, hundreds rallied outside a facility where migrants are being held. The protesters are calling for better living conditions for those being held there. The White House has promised those families being kept apart will be reunited, but is not giving any indication on exactly when that may happen. 6:06 here on BT. We'll send it down to Mel next.